And we are back with round 2 here at Cardiff Firestone Games. We have got some stalwarts of the tournament scene for you. We have got Jack on the left with FF4 Yuna and CJ on the right with Warriors of Light.
Yeah, 2 big characters from our local scene. Jack, you will of course know as a co-commentator at times and excellent stand-up guy. And CJ, one of our newer players this year, but already made himself well at home. We love him having around here. So yeah, great to see him back and on something a bit different for CJ, rowing Warriors of Light. But he had a lot of success with this a couple of weeks ago, so I'm excited to see how he goes.
Absolutely, and I was just going to throw this out there. Of course you love CJ because he joined you playing Mono Ice. So
what can I say? I'm a man of simple taste.
No, he's done very well with this, and I think this variant of the Warrior Light he's done as well is with I think just 6 copies of Bats.
Yeah, and this is the old school like Turbo Bart's Warriors of Light that we've seen.
Well, it's a lot less turbo than it once was, but it's
it's
good.
turbo backups, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It lets you really turbo into all your backups. And yeah, Jack, I really like this deck. Actually, that's a lie. I really hate this deck because it just absolutely goes against everything that I was trying to achieve. So yeah, this is a really interesting Cat4 list that Jack's using. That is also running the new Yuna, but it's not really built around the new Yuna. It's built around the Cat4 stuff.
Yeah. Well, CJ going right in with Sarah FFL. So
imagine we'll get double bars.
Yes, probably. Uno, dos.
Double bars.
Now, are we getting both in order to have the CP to play it, or do we already have some window we can use? Them's the questions now.
I mean, it may well be that. It leaves us with. I can imagine we'll probably pass because what we want to be doing is we want to be playing the Cryol off the Barts. So I think it's just a bit too expensive to try and pull that off this turn. Jack, I imagine we'll see go into Ting Kaikun.
Ting Kaikun.
Ting Kaikun into a letter.
Nice. Up to 3 now. He just needs to secure some fire CP.
Ting Kaikun, of course, can search Fenner and Laris.
Chunk, yes. From what we understand, well, Jack will be able to tell you more because he has already versed this. Well, I have too, but yeah. Hooded Man and Theodore for the reactivation, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. So using Theodore, Hooded Man reactivations, does all sorts of like crazy shenanigans with that outside of the Yuna side. It does some really cool things.
It's the reactivation at the end of turn as well, which is really particularly nice for it.
Yeah, and Berserk Alucard, you are quite right. It's very similar to the list from the NA Materia Cup. That's what gave Jack the inspiration. However, there was a few changes that he wanted to make, which he's added in as well. So, certainly got some inspiration from that list, but tried to put his own spin on it as well. So, if I'm honest, I'm not too familiar with the list from Materia Cup, so maybe you can educate us. If you notice any big differences, let us know.
Well, in the meantime, though, CJ doing exactly what you prophesized earlier there, going into Bats with the Crawl, get the Bats back.
Yeah, and then next turn we just get into whatever colour we think we're missing for Warrior of Light. Either we've got the...
Well, you've got the Arc backup.
If he's running it.
Yeah.
Or there is the
Luna
backup for fire.
I will say, I'm pretty sure I've seen his list with the Arc in it as well, just for the extra protection. But I think he might also be playing Wall as well in the backup line.
Yep. So I do think the NA list was running the Water Cecil, which I think Jack isn't running. So Jack is just running the Wind and Earth Cecils. Okay, so going for a Leo. Getting the draw.
I always feel like I have to say Leo draw.
Leo draw. And just a pass of the turn.
Still digging for
How
Yuna,
many
perhaps?
cards does that leave us in hand?
3?
Does it leave us with 4 or 5?
No, 4. I see at least 4.
I'm hoping it leaves me with 5, otherwise I'm questioning why we discarded a card and not just played the Leon card. Unless we've got a Kusith that we're planning on playing. I don't know.
Seems unnecessary though, right? You save that for later in the game, perhaps?
Yeah, so I believe the NA list was running all 3 Cecils. Jack is not. Jack is just running the Wind and Earth ones. So we've got a Warrior of Light effect. A Bart's effect to grab a Warrior of Light, and it is the Arc.
Yeah. So that will add a little bit of extra protection on the referee when we see it.
It's just the really nice thing about this list. It's just getting to... Playing your referee and being able to reactivate all of your backups is just,
absolutely
really nice.
Although I
really
do quite like the whole 5-drop arc at damage 3 and things like that. It's quite nice.
Can do some really cool things.
Well,
So pass back over to Jack. So can't see how many cards he got in hand.
both going pretty slow, and we do know that Jack is running the 4-color wall in this as well, so he does also need to get his.
Yeah, I mean,
fire
Tyro is his way of getting price. He runs no fire backups. It is only with Tyro, and I believe he does have a. Does he have a Shantoto?
I think one Toto, one Matoya. I'm one of these people that cannot play a deck if it's running Toto at less than 2.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because every time, damage 1 is my Toto.
How much did you pay for Shantoto earlier?
Oh,
tell the chat how
Oh.
much. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll play a fun game. You've given a bit of a hint away already. See if you're paying attention. You've got a minute to try and guess in the chat how much Fish paid for Shantoto. Obviously, alluding to the fact that Yuna increased the cost.
Okay, and just to make it a little bit easier for you guys at home, Yuna had, I think it was 3...
Don't. You can't tell me triggers.
Oh, you gotta tell me.
Yeah, I like the random. I like the randomness of it. No, because then just work it out. It's not fun.
It's fine.
If you guess it right, next time you see one of us, we will give you a foil of your choice.
Whoa, now.
Isn't like
I mean,
from a select
out of what we got, I guess.
Yeah. Isn't like we will sign a foil cactuar of some shape or description, whatever type of cactuar we can find, and we will give it to you. But yeah.
Yeah. So if you could, okay, we'll say this: how many activations does Yuna get? I kind of already told you, but what Shantoto and how much it cost me? Go nuts.
Yeah. So CJ just happy for the Mist Dragon to go off. I think we've got the Cecil now, so I imagine we play Cecil. So it looks like Jack has got Shantoto in hand. So first getting the guess in the chat from Great British Video Gamer. That is guessing 10. You still have approximately 40 seconds by my clock.
Any other guesses?
$50. I paid $50.
Not quite.
Yeah, monetary value.
Oh, 30 going in at 11.
In the meantime, Cecil is going to take damage. Hits a Kusin!
Never punished. Last
target, and he's going to get that Rydia that's why he discarded the Rydia earlier. He discarded the Rydia earlier because he knew he was going to hit Kusin.
Yeah.
Brain plays.
So last calls. Any advances or guesses after 11? Before 11?
You've got 15 seconds to 10 seconds. How long we got?
We'll give it 5. 4, 3, 2. What? No. Okay. Cool. It cost me 15 CP.
And the most shocking thing,
I won the game.
He still won the game
because Yuna had many reactivations or activations, and I just paid for them all with cards in hand. So
you paid 15 CP.
I did. Yeah. Hey, I still won. That's all that matters.
Okay. So. I don't know what the question was. The question was, if you missed it, we were talking about Shantoto. So Fish, in one of our warm-up games against Jack, he played Shantoto with Jack had Yuna on board, and Jack did a bunch of pings, and in total, Fish ended up paying 15 CP for Shantoto. So
it was like
he still came back.
It was three activations of Yuna, but all I had were cards in hand to play it, so it in total cost me 15 CP.
So six on top of the. Wait, 15.
Well, yeah. So 1 and then 2 additional discards.
So it was 3 triggers.
3 triggers.
Yeah.
Paid 1 with Women's Spear backup.
Yeah.
And then 2 discards.
So that's 5 CP.
Okay, then there's another one there somewhere. So maybe it was 4 activations.
Yeah, it must have been 4 activations.
Yeah. He had quite a board. That's all I can say. But Refia now all set up and ready to go.
Well, I think what happened is they increased the cost by 3 triggers, but Fish had to discard 3 cards equates for each individual trigger, equating to 6.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, still
won. Okay, so right. Jack got in the Theodore down, and we're going to see us tap 3, I imagine, here to get rid of probably the Cryo or the or the Sarah FFL. I mean, we like that because it's kept CJ out of playing 4 CP wall.
Absolutely. Also going with the most heavily costed. It's quite nice.
Yeah. And it means that CJ would have to. So how come we didn't get a reactivation on the Refia? Did I miss that?
I think we did, and then I think we top decked something as
We were
well.
too busy playing our little game that I missed how the referee entered the field.
Well,
I feel like it's too late to turn back. But how did that referee get played?
probably off of the bat.
Off the bat. It's played from deck. Fine. Okay. I am now a bit more with it. But as in, like, I'm still confused.
We were talking about pointless stuff.
I know. I'm really sorry, guys. Is it too late for me to? I think it is too late.
Is it too late to apologise? Too late.
It's definitely too late to undo anything. So apologies to everyone if I missed that. Too busy just trying to play a fun game. Trying to keep the stream interesting, trying to keep it fun. So yeah, I don't understand how this referee entered the field. I imagine it's because we paid 3 with the Sarah FFL. As in we tapped 3 backups to play it, but I'm still unsure as to why we didn't get an untap. Do we play it main phase 2?
I mean, it'd be a bit silly to do that.
That's what I'm confused about. But anyway, we must have tapped 3, including the Sarah FFL, because the Lunith was played. So then we tapped the Sarah FFL, the Arc, and the Cryol to play the Refia. I just don't know why we didn't get the untaps.
Well,
is there a misgiant? No, is there a?
You know what people do if they really want to see if they weren't paying attention like we weren't? Go back and watch it on the YouTubes later.
And you know what? While you're there, give us a like, comment, and subscribe.
See, we're not the best in the game for nothing, guys.
Oh yeah. So it looks like we've done a form change.
Yeah. Kagui completely correct. This Theodore definitely looking spooky. It's
really cool. Really cool. Being able to break backups. Yeah, punishing a lot of decks.
There is a one of the twins out there. Maybe we turned off the Refia's abilities.
Oh yeah. See, thank you guys. I'm just being a silly goose. Power stopped Refia in capitals. Yep.
Like a SmackDown steel chair.
Yeah. Pay attention, Jacko, you idiot. You had one job to commentate.
to be fair, guys, we are on one screen this week, not 2, so it is a little bit harder for us to see, but we're keeping up with it.
So, looks like we got the draw off the Rosa from the Cecil entering.
Never.
And the Cecil played the Warrior Knight.
CJ 2 for 2 on his EX burst now.
Kushiv.
But then Jack also 1 for 1.
Yeah, grab back Forest. Just going to try and kill this Bart's now. Got no way of protecting it.
Yeah, not enough in the break, so now after that earlier Mist Dragon.
Discarding Shantoto for Yuna. Here we go.
Well,
here we go.
We've got
Farm goes up to 2.
Yeah, we got 3 triggers, turn off abilities, Theodore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about see him more?
Show yourself out.
Right?
Show yourself out.
See more activations.
I'm embarrassed to be sat in this booth with you.
Yeah, boy.
I bet you guys missed that.
Am I right? Chat's all rolling the right like
tumbleweeds in the chat right now.
Tumbleweeds.
You have broken the chat.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do like a big divert from me not paying attention, having no idea what was going on the game.
And now we're going to know even less.
Yeah.
Because you've killed us all with your poor
misdirection. Just more misdirection. Look at the eyes, not the hands. Look at the eyes, not the hands.
Oh, yeah. You could be right, actually.
Yeah, let me go check. What Lena? Jack has a Lena, so when the Kusith triggered.
Go double check.
I'll go tell him.
That's your job. Not mine. Send the Jack over and in. Not CJ. He's on about. I think he's on about Jack, because Jack does have it, and we did get the Kuseth to get back the Faris. Looks like we're. Yeah, that's it. He is a genius and is 2 for 2 on the experts now. I almost threw up another never punished for it, but
Jack seemed to think that he drew off the Lena.
Well,
I don't think he did.
We'll have to take his word for it.
I don't think he did, but he thinks he did. So yeah.
Well, we got rid of the Cecil.
Yeah, not my finest 2 minutes of gameplay.
You don't say.
Misdirection.
He sat here, folks, waving his hands like a bloody lunatic as well.
Nobody was punished. Good chat. We like that. We like that a lot. In the meantime, something is happening in this game.
Well, yeah, we've got rid of Cecil with a Refia trigger. We are primed.
And we paid the 2 by discarding Tyro.
Yeah, we were primed to go to combat, but again, we've got the Porum
switching off that Refia.
It's pretty bad. Is this the way you deal with poor Refia? I mean, could you have, I suppose, spent a turn not tagged in the Cecil just so you could get rid of the Porum?
Yeah. Porum's probably more of an issue. Because you're going to get the CP back off the Refia, right?
Yeah, you would think. But I mean, like, he's obviously going to do it on the stack anyway, but I think the fact that then it gives you the later draws and the later sort of, reactivations will be the most important. But
yeah.
I mean, Faris just won't do enough.
We're not at damage 3 yet.
No. If we could have gotten another forward out there, then perhaps we could be talking.
Because if we're Jack here, we can freeze out 2 backups on the passive turn. We can then freeze the Refia and the other backup before we go to combat, and then the Theodore will reactivate going into combat.
And then anytime we go to try and combat, Porum.
Bottom!
Yeah. Porum says no.
Computer said no.
Wow. CJ in a world of hurt though right now. Like, even if he does anything, he's gonna have to discard.
I mean, do we? I feel like we have to Faris to try and kill this Porum now. This Porum is a.
It's only 6k, I think, right?
The Porum. Yeah, Faris will kill it.
But Yuna's on the board.
Oh, he's just making pay.
Yeah, and yes, we could probably pay, but it's
costs
gonna
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
What did it cost?
Everything. Yeah, there's no balance here right now.
Yeah, there's
nothing is perfectly balanced.
No, there is no perfect balance.
Oh.
Yeah, he's certainly given CJ a lot to scratch his head about.
And we gotta, Jack now only just needs to just poke with a Warrior of Light as well.
Just turn it off. He can't turn off the Faris with Porum. Porum is a once per turn trigger, right?
Yeah, should be.
So he has used the Porum. I think he's already used the Porum on the Refia this turn.
Yeah, it'd be daft not to. And even if we don't, then you just do it before combat, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are 2 ways you can go about doing it, but I think CJ's already tried to go to combat.
What are we trying to pass turn and Jack potentially? No, I thought he might have tried to freeze out the backups there.
Yeah, I don't know why we did.
Don't know.
Oh, I guess the risk is if you tap and try and freeze out the backups, priority gets passed back to CJ, and then CJ could Faris.
Yeah, this is true.
So I think that's probably the thought process for Jack there. So actually quite heads up from him, because CJ did have enough cards in hand, so if he did tap himself out to try and freeze all the backups, he would have... CJ then, when the priority gets passed back to him, would have then played the Faris and killed the Porum. Whereas now, Jack can still freeze all the backups and then get Seedle to reactivate. But I think it's just Cap 4 forward, so only the Porum and the Rosa and the Theodore would reactivate.
So we do need to try and get a 4th out there, potentially, just to make this that little bit more damning.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, I think it's probably an easy question to answer, guys, but let us know in the chat which way you think this game's going to end up.
It's certainly a knife edge. We're over halfway through the game, and we're only at 2-1 damage. However, we have seen how quickly Unidex can churn through damage, but Warriors of the Light famously does run a lot of EX bursts.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, as much as we've seen nothing but EX bursts in the damage zones of it, I can't see us maintaining that for too long.
Yeah. CJ does have 4 cards, so yes, you could have frozen 1 backup. Correct. Because then CJ would have pitched 2 for the Faris. No, you couldn't have frozen 1. You had 2 Yuna activations, right? CJ could have... You're at 4 cards, so if you pitch 2 for Faris, and you do your 1 Yuna activation to make him additional cost of 1, he can then pay that with his last card in hand. So you would have had to have left both up.
Oof, and now we're adding to that Cat 4 count. Hooded Man, I believe, here. Coming on out.
So...
I think this is the one that
Yep, you
reactivates.
get to say Cat 4 back from break zone, and end of turn you get to
Yeah.
reactivate.
Which now this as a combo with the Theodore does mean we could potentially freeze out without any issues whatsoever. Well, I mean, the bats will at least have the action triggered to be able to kill something. That is one thing.
So choosing Cecil, which we will then play.
Take a
take
damage. Is it EX door? No.
It's not. It's Warrior of Light. We get a draw off the Rosa.
I mean, how demoralizing is it gonna be if you're CJ right now, seeing it, and the only points of damage scored was caused by your opponent?
Just get the Rosa up a sec. Did we draw off the Rosa? I think it's just double check it's compulsory.
This one.
Uh,
Once that starts to field, draw one card. It will
Yeah, he's not
be
drawing.
mandatory. Ugh. Why is the Kryl still alive? It's because Jack decided to kill. And decided to kill the Sarah FFL instead. So,
what do you mean? Why is the Kryl still alive?
I think Andreas thought it was. Oof.
Sorry, I just missed that. So I'm assuming we Amaterasu the Theodore, right? I saw that.
You had to do something. Its card's gone though.
And then end of turn, we reactivate with the Hooded Man.
Well, we've frozen out 2 of the backups now. There is a total, but we can't play it because we did the AMAT.
And Parham has now got to 3, so it will be doing a power reduction as well as losing abilities. Very relevant with this Warrior of Light on board.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like CJ's tried to go to combat and he's turned it off again. He's just, yeah.
I'm loving the chat, by the way. Why? Bounce it then. Bounce it with what? Cheat. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you got me.
Genius.
You got me.
Genius. Loving it, guys. Keep up the banter. Making for excellent read. And I think that was it.
That's it, yeah. CJ's just feels like he hasn't got the outs. So yeah, concede. So Jack is going to take it 7-2.
What an interesting deck he's got running there, that's for sure.
Very cool indeed.
Now, do we have time for an interview?
Oh yeah, we've got 10 minutes left on the round.
Sure. Well, let's get Jack over here. Let's get him talking about this new deck of his. And we'll be right back, I guess.
Don't go anywhere. And just like that, we are back.
I'm on this side of the camera again.
Yeah, hey, feels like having you back home. Mate, great game.
Yes, it was definitely a trial run of my deck and how it does into 4-color, because I don't actually think I've tested against that yet.
Well, and I think the real, Parham obviously we just mentioned.
Yeah, shutting down the
really good for the ref here.
Yes.
Really good for their matchup. Also the Theodore, like hitting his, because he got to the 4 colors, right, and hitting that Theodore and making him lose the 4 colors. You could tell, just caught him in his tracks, a bit like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't banking on not having this now.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
rethink everything.
Yeah, I think that's a card that's catching a lot of people out because I don't think it's ever really seen play.
No, I think it briefly saw play, I think, when there was the starter decks, the 4 starter decks, which had the legend, the starter light Cecil, I think.
Yeah.
I think it saw some play then. But yeah, obviously really cool with Yuna shenanigans as well as his own effect. There was some talk in the chat, and you can help talk people through your thought process for this, because we've got a few guys tuning in from America here, recognizing the deck from the one that was seen in Materia Cup there. Now,
Which is what I copied it from, and then I made changes myself.
I know you've made some changes, so talk us through then some of the changes that you think you've made.
So it was a lot more of I think a crystal, or had a crystal element to the deck, because it was running 9 Cecil with the water one in there as well.
Yeah, okay.
And I kind of just looked at it and went, I get it, but I don't want to rely on the Cecil S effect for the game, so I just spread out my build a little bit more and changed some of the 4s and up some of the numbers, and just went, I'm going to just focus this more on just complete reactivation, because they had the Water Theodorin or another version. I'm just I think the wind one's too good. The
So
reactivation.
so good. It's
element
part of
was
what
just-
makes it so strong, right? Is the fact you got those reactivations twice in your turn, so you get loads of scope for doing.
Yeah, well,
Yuna shenanigans.
it's typically probably reactivating 4 forwards, so you're
Yeah.
going to get 2 Yuna triggers before combat, and if you've got Hooded Man, you'll get another 2 before end of turn, and then they're all still stood up for your opponent's turn.
Yeah. And talk us through as well, because there was one point where you had 4 forwards up, and CJ passed the turn, and you didn't do any activations. Now that was the correct thing to do, but like talk us through, because we obviously knew what was in CJ's hands and what was planning.
Yeah.
So like, what was going through your mind at that
So
stage?
I was tempted, and you probably saw I did tap 2, and then I was looking at cards in hand and went back. It's very much just working out what they can still play based on the CP in hand,
Yeah.
and if that's going to be able to get around anything you do or have the answer. And I went, well, if I think it was 3 in hand,
I think
CJ had all
it was
4.
It was 4.
and I just went, ugh. If I dole down 2 here, and then he plays something, I can only tax him once, which will go through.
Yeah,
Whereas I think with
exactly.
2 taxes, he either finishes empty-handed
Yeah.
or it cancels it. So
Yeah,
it was just the quick math at the end of the turn, going, what is the worst thing that could happen here?
Yeah, definitely.
And then don't do it.
Yeah. No,
if that's the
it's like-
case.
I love that. You've always got to work out the worst thing to happen, but then you got to remember to also not do that thing, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Well, I think
it's
I had that.
not-
Like I skipped a turn of I didn't attack with something because I was just looking at my board going, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, why didn't I swing with
It's
that?
like, everything's clear through the retrospectoscope, so yeah. But it was the right call because he had the Faris in hand, so even if you'd done 1 trigger, he could have pitched 2 to play the Faris, had 1 left in hand to then pay. had
Yeah,
you
and then
tapped.
it's gonna get rid of the Yuna
or the
what he
Pole,
chooses.
or,
Yeah,
yeah.
because getting rid of the Cecil was big. I think I do worry about what next could come in.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice having that safety blanket of
But it was also like,
extra
okay,
tax.
yeah, your Warriors of Light, so I keep you at 2 damage until I can go for lethal, and then I'm going for it.
Yeah. Well, I must say, and not just because I got absolutely ruined by your deck earlier, but this is probably the favourite Yuna deck that I have seen. We saw the Yuna deck round 1, the class, like the Earth Water one.
Yeah, it 7-0'd me.
Yeah, really. Well,
Somebody
it's
played
the way it
against
goes,
me.
Yeah, it's probably one of the things where it's the way it goes, where
I was
probably
like,
it's favoured in that matchup because it can be a
it was
bit
like
more
8
aggressive.
forwards out on my turn 2, and I went, okay.
But I think
cool.
a lot of decks would have struggled in that situation,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't feel too hard done by. That's sometimes the way it goes.
But yeah, I just looked at it. I tested a couple of versions of Undeck. Obviously, we built one. that I enjoyed, but I didn't quite settle on.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But then I just went through the Materia Cup lists again and saw that one and went, the amount of reactivation here, there is something that could work, especially if you don't get answered immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah,
'cause
I went with it.
I know initially the list we were looking at was like an Ice Earth list.
Yeah.
Using the ice cards for
Go,
additional go for additional tax, Ceremobius, Shelk for additional discards, using all the Knights package as well, so there's extra 2 CP things to play Ocular. And although that was good at taxing, actually in 1 card I think the Wind Cecil does just as much taxing with the extra reactivation.
Yeah, and
so
that was the other reason why I went for the Cat 4 build, was just because it's easy to play that Cecil.
yeah.
But yeah.
And you also have a ton of EX plus to bury you out of trouble should you come into any difficulty.
Yes,
You got
and
the-
recursion would just within the
Hooded
within the
Man,
build as well.
Kusith, you've also got Tyros in there, plenty of stuff too, as well as Luna Freya from LB. So yeah, lots of good
Even
reasons.
you've got the LB card that gets you them all back now
yeah,
as well.
the Leonora.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Which
nice
is
seeing
like
that card
actually
in
a
there as
deck
well.
I can use her in.
Yeah, well, this card looks like it was garbage, but no, it's actually really good in this deck.
It's like it's 2k and it stops me taking damage. Yeah, but it reactivates.
Yeah. Never did I thought I would say that a 6 CP 2K would be like, good
Yeah.
card, good card.
It's usable.
It's a playable card. There are worse 6 drops out there, that's for sure, with a lot more power. So yeah, cool. Interesting. Right, well, we are getting close to finishing on the round, so we'll title there. But thank you very much for
Yep,
giving us
it's
your thoughts today.
good having me on.
And it was great having you on stream. So guys, don't go anywhere because we will be right back with round 3 shortly. See you shortly.
Bye.